Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon, good evening, good night, depending where you're tuning in from. So good to sign in. Already see some regulars here. I'm excited for today. I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty amped up. Caffeinated, hydrated, fed, ready to do some marketing rock and roll action here. Oh man, it's gonna be good. Like I said, I'm fired up. So if you got questions, hopefully I've got some answers. As long as they're marketing and business related, we should be good to go. Don't ask me any tax stuff though. Accounting, not my realm, but marketing stuff. Whew, been a lot of stuff going on. So lots to talk about. But all in due time. Corporal Diesel, good to see you, my friend. Glad you're here. Hey, fat guy in the kitchen, good morning. Forgot your name since last week. Remind me, and I won't forget again. Jeff, ready. You know it, dude. Good to see you, man. I'm glad you're here. Also, Kevin, I tell you, Kevin, you're good. Like, I wish I could give awards, man. I don't know if you've missed one. Crazy. One day you're going to not be there and I'm going to send out a search party and just make sure you're okay. Jennifer, good morning. Good to see you here. Glad you could make it. Oh, Jerry, you've been hitting them up regularly as well the last little bit. That's amazing. Good to see you from Long Island, New York. Also, a friendly reminder for anybody that is just tuning in. Don't forget to hit the like button. It's interesting when you hear YouTubers say like, hit the like button, because I hear it helps with the algorithm. It's like, you know it helps with the algorithm. We don't have to pretend we don't know. It helps. So if you can hit the like button, it helps with the algorithm, and then more people see it, and we can reach more people. Dasha, I think. Filipova, hello from Ukraine. Hello, Dasha. Good to see you. All right. Soul Sister MJ, Mocha from Detroit, Michigan, in the house. Good to see you. Glad you could make it, Mocha. All right. Jack, hello. Hello, Jack. Good to see you. That's a snazzy coat there, my friend. You're really standing out against the background. I'm liking it. Elon, hey, buddy. Good to see you, man. Glad you could make it. Og Barimu, I'm glad you're ready. I'm ready too. We're gonna make this happen. Godwin, hello, my friend. Glad you could make it too. Eng Zhao Tejera, hello. Oh, hang on, let me resize. Hello, Adam. Loving this live Q&A Saturdays and all your other content. You are amazing. You are amazing, my friend. Thank you for being here at this ungodly hour of the morning. Actually, I shouldn't say that. I've been waking up super early lately. Like the last 5 days in a row, it's been 3 a.m., which is even early for me. I don't know what's going on. I'm waking up. Like I said, I'm fired up. Leo Hoon Trin, good to see you from Saigon, Vietnam. Amazing. My brother-in-law just got back from Vietnam a month or so ago. 10 p.m. there. Good for you for being here. All right, let me see. I think we're good. Shall we dive in? Let's do it. Necromancer. Slightly nefarious name, but good morning nonetheless. All right, Jeff. Let's rock and roll, dude. Happy Saturday to me and everyone. Special thanks for introducing us to Go High Level. I used it to get my first marketing client. I'll have the budget to start your course sooner. All good. Yes, start with the free training. Everybody here, start with free training. All the videos, all the things like that. Don't buy courses or things like that until you've got cash flow or you're sure what you're doing. Let me see if I can put that link up to the High Level guide. For anybody not familiar, this is the software that Jeff's talking about. It's the main one that I use with all of my agencies. This video is not sponsored, but I love this stuff. So you can go check that out. That gets you an extended free trial. It gets you a free course on how to use it, and it gets you a free strategy session with the team. So Jeff, keep going, man. You're on the right track. WW Studios. Yo. All right, here's a question. Web dev was very discouraging. 40 out of 48 of my clients failed by year 1 due to lack of marketing partially. Go High Level was the solution for many, and that's how I got the first client. Okay, yes. Yeah, web dev, as far as services to offer, it's a tricky one, right? Like, mostly because, I don't want to say diminishing demand, but nowadays, because of drag and drop editors and because of sites like WordPress and Squarespace and Wix and HubSpot's free video website, common word, website building tool. It's like a lot of people they just don't need or understand the value of like having something custom built, or they just don't need it. So yeah, it's a tough sell unless you're going after like higher end B2B style businesses that are spending like $50K to $100K, $1 million on like a website overhaul. All right, Zenny Boy finally made it to a live 1 a.m. Whew. Well, hopefully, if you got a question, man, or Zenny Boy, yeah, we got the right pronouns. Then drop it in. We'll make sure you get answered so you can go to bed. So Mocha, is it too early to start kicking off questions? No, hit me now. Now's the time. I like the hellos. I try to if there's a question that comes in too early, I'll try to come back to it later. So yes, for those of you that attend these lives regularly, there is a system. So it's like we do the hellos, gotta say hi. It's so important. That's what makes this fun. But then yes, we get to questions. But if someone asks one too early, then yeah, it often gets missed just because I want to say hi first. Okay. Hello from London. Hello, my friend. We're actually looking at another trip back to London sooner than later. Oh, Lando. That's right. Like Calrissian, but not as good looking. Don't sell yourself short. Lando. That's right. That's a very unique name. Lando Calrissian. I'm gonna try and make a note here. All right, Mahmoud Zaki. Hello, my friend. All right, Eng Tejera. I have one very well established service. I'm implementing new services not directly related. Do you think it is beneficial to create a new website brand for each one, or use the OG service? Oh, such a good question. I'm loving this one. Hang on, we're gonna map this out because I think this is helpful for lots of people. And the reason is because anybody that's been in business for any length of time, or anyone that's thinking of starting a business, I got to move all my water and mouse and keyboard and peripherals. Anybody that's thinking of starting a business, we often have a ton of ideas, too many ideas. And then we're like, hey, which one do we do? And which one's best? And should I launch 1 million new businesses, or should I stick with the one that I've been doing for any length of time? So let's, don't fail me now, Apple Pencil. We've come too far together. All right, let's do this. So first of all, okay, so here's the situation. You have an established service or product or offer, something that you've been selling with consistency for a length of time. It's getting good results. It's proven in the marketplace. You have something new that you want to offer that may or may not, in this case, not be directly correlated to the main offer. So the example that I like to use here is photography, just because it's really simple. We can all conceptualize. If you have a photographer and they do weddings and they also do corporate, similar offer, different markets. That's the big thing that you need to think of. So what ends up happening is that is a highlighter. That is never going to work for us. You have your main offer number 1 up here. Okay. And this is serving an existing target market. What you have to ask yourself is, how much overlap is there between the second offer and either this target market or potentially new target market. Okay. The reason that you've got to do this is because if you end up pushing out a marketing message to the same group of people that you've been selling to before, but it has nothing to do with any of their pains or problems or fears or frustrations, they're going to tune out immediately. You start, for example, if I signed up to a website for, I don't know, what's a good example? Fitness tips. Okay. And I'm getting all these fitness tips and I'm like, these are great fitness tips. I'm going to do them all. And then all of a sudden they're like, hey, Adam, buy our, I don't know, what's something completely unrelated, knitting course. And I'm just going to unsubscribe. So that's what you've got to figure out. Is there an overlap? Is there a way to segue these to sort of tie them together? Could you modify the offer that you're selling to actually be appealing to your initial target market, which is typically a little bit easier? The second thing that you've got to figure out is, let's say that they're completely different. They're totally different offers. That's not the path that you want to go. Then you really have to decide if this is something that you even want to do in the first place. And the reason that I say this is because this is most entrepreneurs. Okay. This is what they're doing. They're doing this offer here, then they're doing some affiliate stuff over here, then they launch a new offer over here, then they do a joint venture over here, then they think about a new offer over here, and they're making no measurable progress in any one direction. Here's what the successful people do. I've run out of space, but there we go. We're just going to go right over it. So basically we're making 1 to 1 point of progress in each direction by doing all these different things. We want to make 10 in one single direction, which will essentially compound your results astronomically, exponentially. So my recommendation in most of these cases is to probably not pursue the other offer unless it's serving the same market, or in which case you can break it out completely separately. Just know that it's going to split your focus. A tricky one indeed. Less is more. Tanisha, I share your content with my constituency often. Oh, well, that's nice to hear. I'm glad we're spreading the word. Thank you for passing that on. Elon, guys, don't forget to hit the like button so Adam can get extra whipped cream with some chocolate at Starbucks. I know. I've been slacking on my special orders lately. Black coffee, bit of milk, tiny bit of sugar maybe. Johnny, hello. Oh, why can't I add you? Hang on. We'll click the button. Hello from North Carolina. You're the man. You're the man, Johnny. Thanks for being here, man. Thank you for being here. And yes, let's hit those like buttons. We're seeing them come in. Corporal Diesel, how would you go about using marketing to attract quality applicants to apply to work for a company? I have ideas, but would love to get your input. Okay, cool. So if you have ideas, don't be afraid to share them, and then I can let you know what I think or offer any feedback on those. But essentially what you're asking is recruiting. How do you recruit quality candidates? And the way that you recruit quality candidates is the same way that we do marketing for everything. Marketing is it's the communication of value. It's the tapping into your customers, your ideal avatars, figuring out what they want, what they need, and then positioning you and your offer and your business as the best solution to that. It doesn't matter if we're selling socks or life coaching or marketing services or trying to hire applicants for a job. So here's some of the best tips. Number 1, spend some time on the job description that you're putting out there. Should be fun and creative and interesting. It's got to be framed in why this is the best interest for the applicant. The reason that I've managed to attract so many high quality team members and contractors and employees over the years is because I've always marketed the business as a fun, amazing, growth potential business and company to work for. It helps a little bit that is in marketing and there's a lot of people that want to get into the space, but it's like, look, this is amazing. You're going to learn a ton of stuff. I promise it's not going to be easy. I'm friendly and I'm polite, but I'm also got high standards. So like, we're going to work here, but like, that's basically what we need to do. Now, the second thing is once you've got a good, job description is make sure that your company's like work with us page and all of that is fully fleshed out. It looks really good, makes it look like a fun place to work. I wonder if I can pull up my buddy's site right now. I'm going to try to remember later. But you can just search for examples of other companies and see which ones are doing it well. Those are the big ones. Then again, rule number 1 in fishing, fish where the fish are, Charlie Munger. So you got to go where the people are. If that's Indeed or what other job listing sites there are, go there. Okay, Jeff, how do I feel about using reward programs to increase lifetime value in general? How about health and beauty industry? Should I be aware of some things? Should be aware of sharks. Sharks are scary. Fun fact, we were at the beach and later that afternoon there was a shark attack. I've got this like unholy fear of sharks and everyone's like, you're never going to get bit by a shark. And I was like, I know, but people do. And that guy did. He lived, so we can talk about it. But should you be aware about anything in regards to rewards? Not particularly, unless, I guess one thing, make sure that it's relevant to the offer. So the example that I like to give here, let me close that down. Spend a little time, you and me here. When you're offering rewards or incentives to a target market, the most important piece of advice I can give you is to make sure that it is directly relevant to whatever the offer or business is. The example that I like to give is the worst reward is an iPad or an iPhone or a coffee cup that's brand, like, I don't know, something like that just the mass market would want. And the reason is because other people are going to sign up and try to get it just for the reward rather than it being directly related to it. So if I was to use, I don't know, say I was doing like a social media marketing course. If I was to offer a reward or a bonus, it would be something social media marketing related. Maybe it would be like a Facebook pillow, I don't know, a YouTube checklist, thumbnail template, like all of these different things that anybody outside of, say, social media marketing would care less about, but anybody in that realm would be like, yeah, that's really cool. I want it. So yes, I'm all for using rewards. Just make sure that they're directly relevant. Also, I don't know if you have to, like bonuses are good, incentives are good, but I'd rather draw back to the foundations of marketing. Look at Robert Cialdini's work on influence. So things like reciprocity and authority and social proof and consistency and community and liking. Did I name them all? Anyway, those. Sylvia, hello. Hello, Sylvia. Hey, Latricia, you made it. Good morning from East Texas. I've missed y'all so much. Happy to be here. I'm glad you could make it. Yes, I know you weren't here last week. Like I said, we're going to have to send out the search party. Oh, Miroslav Danej. Hello from Slovakia. Dobre rano, Miroslav. Good to see you. I think that means good morning in Slovakian. That's all I know, though. So we'll see. Diana Caballero, good morning. Good morning, Diana. If I'm totally butchering your names as well, make sure to correct me, please. Especially if you've been here repeatedly. I'd like to not make the same mistake for months on end. Bizarre New Yorker. Hello, Bizarre New Yorker. Good to see you. All right, Mocha, I'm trying to create the perfect one-pager for beauty brands, but I'm not sure which will convert better. How to build a beauty brand or how to build a buzz for your beauty brand or other. Ooh, this is fun. Let's workshop this one for a bit. So essentially what we're trying to do here is create like, actually, you know what? It's not going to matter whether we're talking about a lead magnet or a landing page or something, because what we're focused on here is the offer. So let's see how to build a beauty brand. So that's what we have. We have build versus buzz. I'm going to answer this one for you very easily using this. Build versus buzz. I'm not going to ask anybody to answer this question just because I don't think I'll get to the answers in time, but there's a very big difference between both of these. I'm not sure if you can catch the difference. I won't make you wait too long to figure it out, but build, typically we're talking about like a new, and buzz probably lends itself a little bit more to established, unlike the spectrum. So it's like, I'm just going to say new and old. For different brands. So who are we trying to attract? Or are we trying to attract both? Are we trying to attract people that are starting a new beauty brand? In which case I'd probably go with build. Are we trying to go after people who already have an established beauty brand in this case? In which case I'm probably going after buzz in order to reinvigorate, regenerate, get some momentum going. This is not to say that one or either of these will not work for either market. They both will. Like I said, it's a bit of a spectrum back and forth here. But there will be language that's going to appeal more to certain types of the market, depending on, we call it market sophistication. You could call it experience or whatever it is. So you've really got to ask yourself, well, who are you going after? If they're established beauty brands, then go with that way. Otherwise, build. The other thing is we can probably do better, like brand awareness, maybe, but I bet they're after something a little more specific. Like, could we maybe say audience? Could we say revenue? Could we say sales? Could we say email signups? Could we say followers on Instagram? The more specific that you're able to be, the more desirable it will appear to your market. Jeff, how do you feel about quote generators for service industry? Would you display one on a landing page if you can add all conditions and prices clearly? If so, what would you add? Yeah, good question. So what we're talking about here is essentially pricing when it comes to service-based businesses. Something where the price is going to fluctuate and it's going to differ depending on add-ons and timing and this and that and the other thing. You really have two different options. One of which is you have completely custom bespoke, where you could provide a quote generator and have them fill it all out. Not my favorite though. I'd rather they sort of apply, you get all their information, and then you can build it out from there. We're going to talk more about that in a second. The other option is productized services. This is more in line with, say, a quote generator, where you're basically going to productize whatever it is that you've built out. So website is $5,000. If you want hosting, it's $250. If you want this thing, it's an extra $1,000. If you want this, and they can just pick and choose and add. That's typically a better way to do it than have them like fill out a big form, just mostly for complication. I don't want to say it's a waste of time, but I don't know if you'll get enough bang for your buck out of that effort. So I don't know if that answers your question. Like, my gut is I've seen them both and they both work. My preference is to provide some kind of explanation or clarity around the price. You're going to get a better quality applicant to it. For example, it's like when I used to offer marketing consulting, I went through a long period of time because it was very dependent, like consulting. How many hours are we going to do? Am I going to go see you? Are you coming to see me? Are we doing this all online? There were so many variables. I didn't put a price. And then finally, I just slapped a price on there one day and I was like, look, it's pretty much always this rate anyways. I figured out that I work best on a one call a week or every second week. I review these things. So I just was able to say it's $5,000 or $10,000 or $20,000 or whatever it was. And my sales went through the roof. Now, again, Was that because of other things that I was doing as well, or was it just because of the pricing? Yeah, I think a bit of both. But if you can put pricing information on it, I think you'll find you'll do better, because you're going to get rid of tire kickers and penny pinchers, and you're also going to make people feel more comfortable so they don't walk into a sales call and get blindsided with like, "Whoa, that's crazy." So you kind of save everybody's time. All right. Here's post-shaved Adam. Did your parents notice this time? Yeah, that's awesome. I haven't seen them since I shaved, but good analogy, or funny, good memory, Elon. I'm impressed. Yes, I know. Shaved. It's growing back though. It's been a few days. I miss it already. It's funny because my kids prefer it, and my wife prefers a little bit of stuff on there. Jack, any advice for someone looking for experience within Google Ads with no website? Any advice for someone looking for experience within Google Ads with no website? So let me get this right. Make sure I'm on the right page here. Essentially what we're talking about is, how do you get experience, in this case in Google Ads, but you don't have a website to like run ads for? You got a couple different options. One of which is you find someone with a website and you offer to do stuff for them. Option 2 is you build a website and you put out ads for it. Especially with Google Ads, all you really need is like a decent landing page, which you can make in half a day, copy one, get an affiliate marketing one. Like if that's your goal to test. But if you're spending money to do it, which is what you do with ads, it gets dicey pretty quickly, because you don't want to be blowing your entire budget running ads that don't work with no way of ever recouping your money. So my preference is finding other people with websites offering to run micro campaigns. Be like, give me $200 for the month and I'll run it at like $5 a day, $6 a day, $6.50 a day. And this is what I'm going to try and do. And here's how I'm going to set it up, and da. So yeah, I think you could still do it. That's typically my advice. Diana, what outreach method do you recommend to contact gym owners? What outreach method do I recommend to contact gym owners is the same advice that I recommend to contact most business owners, which is to kind of go in, well, first of all, you have two different camps. You have inbound marketing and outbound marketing. My preference is always inbound marketing, where you create so much goodwill and content and authority in your space that people just come to you, but that takes time. So we have outbound marketing, which is advertising, cold email, cold calling, door-to-door, et cetera. All of those can work. All of them can. I don't have personally I have a preference, because I would never cold call just because I really don't like it, but it works. Just like I don't like stopping by someone's office in person and interrupting them, but it works even better than cold calling. So it's like, if you need the cash right now and you want to get clients, stop by with coffee, or maybe not donuts for gym owners, but like, I don't know, healthy muffins, basically just donuts in disguise, but like stopping by the gym with some kind of gift, having a conversation, forming relationships with like 10, 20 gyms in your area. That's step one. If you can't do that, cold calling's fine. If you can't do that, cold email's fine. If you can't do that, social media is fine. I would do a combination though of all of them, depending on how hungry / desperate I was. If I needed to put together a business like immediately and get 10 gym owners, I'd just be driving around to all the gyms, stopping in and being like, hey, here's what I've got. Here's what I can do. Let me try this free trial. I'll set this up. I'll do this. You don't pay me unless we get results, et cetera, and go from there. And then I'd show up again and again, almost to the point of annoying, or till they're like, hey, don't come back here anymore. Okay. Jerry, in multifamily real estate, how do you handle situations where a property owner client has strong opinions about marketing strategies that may not align with your expertise? What do you do to convince? Oh, this is a good question too. You guys, these are great. All right. So what do you do when you have a client who has opinions, whether correct or incorrect, about the marketing strategy that you want to implement for them? Well, my friend, it really depends on the frame and of the relationship. It depends how long you've been working with them, and it depends on your level of personal commitment and belief in what you're doing. So for example, early on in my career, I basically had to do what they wanted me to do. That was it. I didn't have the experience or the frame to be like, actually, that is not good, and this is what we should do instead. And they were also hiring me as a person to fulfill their vision. I was the mechanic, not the architect, the building guy, not the guy that would design all the strategy. So I just did what they told me. Very quickly, you figure out what works and what doesn't, and then you can provide feedback. So my recommendation is, obviously, supply your recommendations and your strategies. The client is going to agree or disagree, and you're going to do what they want ultimately because they're the client and they're paying you to do the thing. But then you can say, hey, we're trying this. I would also like to try this. I would do this. I would like to try this. How about this instead? I think this would work better. And once they see that theirs isn't working, and you don't have to be like, your ideas are garbage, this is why nothing's working and you're failing and everything. Like, you can do it tactfully. Then you've basically earned the trust and the privilege to start recommending more of your strategies. Now, fast forward to where you're at later in your career. So where I'm at right now, for example, if a client comes to me and they're like, Adam, we want you to run this email marketing campaign for us, design it, do whatever it is. I'm just going to tell them what we're going to do and why. So I was like, hey, here's what we're going to write. Here's how we're going to do it. And they're going to come back and they're going to be like, actually, Adam, we don't like that headline. We'd rather use this. And I'd be like, cool. Well, here's the deal. This headline is going to convert better based on this. And they'll be like, yeah, but we know our market better. And then I'm probably still going to trust them on that one, provided they actually do know their market better. And we're going to run that, but then I'm going to split test it. And then I'm going to find out and be like, hey, I'd like to try this out as well. So it's a balance. It's a dance. But yeah, that's why I prefer to do my own marketing instead of for clients. But when you're first getting started and you gotta cash those checks. Yeah. Customer service. MD Tauhidul. Hi, I'm new in digital marketing. How can I get buyer? Oh, my friend. Well, that's what the channel's all about. I'm going to, if you're brand new to it, I'm going to send you down the rabbit hole of watching all the videos because that's going to give you everything you need. And then you can come back with something specific and I can dial in for you. Blacked Out Inc. Thank you for all the videos. You're a very good teacher and a lot of inspiration. Keep up the good work. Hey, my friend, thanks for the kind words. I'm glad you could be here. Glad you're enjoying it. All right, Bizarre New Yorker, what the and most economic way to get experience? Okay, I think that's autocorrect doing its thing, but what is the most economic way to get experience? I'd like to rephrase the question because essentially when we're asking like what the most economic efficient way is, we're typically looking at one of two camps. We're looking for the cheapest way, or we're looking for the most valuable way, meaning you're spending your money on the most valuable resources possible. So the cheapest way is obviously free stuff like YouTube and Google and looking at other people's websites and writing your own stuff and et cetera, et cetera. That's the cheapest way. The most cost-effective way is books and courses, especially in the early stages. It's like you don't need to hire a coach or a mentor or whatever because you don't even know what to ask them yet. Right? So you're going to ask them questions like, where do I start? And that's a waste of your time and their time as well. It's like, you should be asking them, how do I improve the conversion rate of this by whatever it is? Like, but we don't know to ask those questions till we get the experience. So books and courses, that's it. So what do you need to know? Do you need the basics? Do you need social media strategies or Facebook ad strategies or this or that? You can find the courses, you can find the books, and you can read them. I should go pull out the books I just bought 2 days ago. Like, normally I buy like most of my books from Amazon, but anytime I'm driving by my favorite bookstore, I pop in and I just literally go to the business and marketing section. I find any book that I haven't read and I just go boom, 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 boom. And a few $100 later, I've now got like another 10 books. Each book is the combination of like 10 to 20 years of someone's experience. That's invaluable. So for $300, I get to download like 10 different people's 20 years of experience, 200 years of business and marketing experience. Unbelievable. So yes, I like those. Oscar, what service do you recommend for website building and operating? Totally depends. Who are you doing it for? What are you doing it with? I think all of them are fine. If you're just getting started, HubSpot has a free website builder, free hosting as well. So I've got a video actually on that. If you go to my channel and type in free website, find the video, go through that. It'll show you all what it's all about, how to use it, et cetera, et cetera. So that basically, barring that, I like WordPress. I would use any WordPress theme. I'm not too bothered by either one of them. I would put my hosting again with High Level just because I think it's like $10 a month now. They've got a cool new website hosting thing. So yeah, cheap, easy. Oh, Lakia Marie. Hey, good to see you. Glad you could make it. All right, 2 quick reminders, and we're going to dive into the next question here in a second. 2 quick reminders. Number 1, don't forget to hit the like button if you've not already. We got 78 people here, 34 like buttons. That's not a good ratio. Number 2, I'm in the middle of a giant storm. So if I suddenly disappear, go out of focus and disappear, my power went out, and power's connected to internet. So we'll see you later. But I'm hoping it lasts. All right, let's keep going. Elon. Adam, first, where can I find my first client? And secondly, I'm really afraid that we'll spend money on ads and it won't be profitable and lose money. Still got some to learn and how stuff actually works. Okay, so where to get your first client, and then let's talk about ads. All right, where do you get your first client? You get your first client by tapping first into your network. So look at friends, look at your family, look at colleagues, look at anybody you know that has a business, wants to start a business, anything like that. And you go talk to them and you say, this is what I'm doing, this is what I know, this is what I have, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And you make those connections. You buy people coffee, you buy them lunch if you have to, you get in front of as many people as you can, and you tap your network. That's really it. No one else is really going to give you the chance or the opportunity other than people that know you on kind of a personal level. So that's where you start. From there, then you get referrals, then you do networking, then you create content, and you put all the rest of the pieces of the puzzle in place. So that's really it. I've got a video on this as well. You can check that one out. I think I've got some shorts on it too. Next question. You're afraid that your ads aren't going to work. Join the club. This is everybody, especially when you're first getting started. So I've got good news and bad news. Good news. The fact that you have that concern is actually a good sign, because it means that you're not going to just go into the ad account, guns blazing, $1,000 there, $1,000 there, lose everybody's money and destroy your reputation in the process. So that's the good news. The bad news is, it's going to take some time. Like, yes, you do have to learn. So yes, keep learning, keep practicing. The best way to learn is by not only courses and books and videos and things like that, but actually running the ads, setting them up, launching them, seeing what gets approved, checking the click-through rates, checking your cost per clicks, checking your CPL, cost per leads, cost per acquisitions, all of that. Some more bad news. You will lose money on some, if not all, ads. So the goal is to lose as little as possible. And then also start with kind of low-hanging fruit campaigns. So if you can find a local business to run their ads for, a restaurant would be a really good example, and you can get them to give you, again, a super micro budget, let's say $100 to $300 a month. You're going to do all of the work, write all of the ads. You're going to test a direct offer. So you're going to be like, hey, show up at the restaurant on Tuesday at 7 p.m. and tell them code ALON482 and you'll get a free appetizer. You'll then be able to figure out how many people actually converted, and you'll be able to go back to the restaurant owner and be like, hey, we ran these ads. It was $100. It looks like 7 people showed up, started with a free appetizer, and then went on to order this meal. Your average lifetime value of a customer is $100. So therefore, looks like these ads were profitable. Do you want to do some more? Can I get a referral, a testimonial, etc.? All right. Eng Zhao. How to approach a potential client who you know needs your service, but he doesn't know it yet, but you don't have any history with him. Example, a legal obligation with a well-defined expiry date. Well, I don't understand your example, but I understand the first question. So a legal obligation with a well-defined expiry date. So seeing as I don't know what that means, let's talk about the first one. How do you go to a potential client who you know needs your service, but he doesn't know it yet and you don't have any history with him? Well, my friend, this is kind of the story of me with every business. Like, honestly, if I think of all the businesses out there who need better marketing, but they don't know it and they don't know me, I don't know, 30 million of them, a lot of them. So what do? Well, obviously I can't reach out to all of them because that would be exhausting. And not to mention, I don't want all of them. So I think the first thing is you've got to be selective of who you want and who you want to work with. Now, if you're first getting started, we will take what we can get, right? Like, we've got to get our clients, we've got to get some experience. But you've got to be clear on who you want. Then I'd make a list of the, say, 100 people that you would like to work with, and you just start regularly making contact and communication with them. Maybe I send them an email and be like, hey, I was looking through your site the other day. I saw this thing, just thought you'd like to know. Hey, I was looking through this and I saw this. Hey, I'm on your email list and I saw this, looks really good. Just wanted to say great work. Hey, I was reading your blog. I really like this latest article. Hey, whatever it is. And you start making those relationships, and some of them will come to you. Many of them won't. Most of them won't. In fact, there's an expression in marketing that says most won't. And we just have to understand that. Most that see your content won't click it. Most that click won't sign up. Most that sign up won't show up regularly. Most that show up regularly won't buy. Most that buy won't buy again. That is the whole premise of a marketing funnel. We start big at the top and we funnel things down until we get to a few die-hard, lifelong, loyal customers and clients at the end. That's how it works. So we need more volume. We need more numbers. But yeah, you've got to go into it knowing that. So most people don't know, but that's where marketing comes in. You need a better offer, value proposition, clarity around what you do, how you help, etc., etc. All right, Tanisha, email marketing just moved to account engagement. Have any pros or cons? I'm not sure I totally follow, Tanisha. So you were email marketing just moved to account engagement. Have any pros or cons? I don't fully understand. Like you moved, your job role moved, you're trying to increase engagement from just building the list. Fill me in. Give me the specifics. We'll see if I can get that for you. Lakia, hey Adam, how do I get better at creating eye-pleasing landing pages? Is there a software you recommend for a product-based business? Oh, there are so many. Yes. If you want to create an eye-pleasing landing page, a gorgeous landing page, there are already a ton of softwares out there. I'm going to give you 4 or 5 to look at, especially in regards to product-based businesses. Some are more specific, like say Shopify, and find a really good Shopify template. That would be for product. Same with WooCommerce. If you find a really pleasing WooCommerce landing page, barring that, for both product and services, I would look at Unbounce. I would look at Lead Pages. I would look at ClickFunnels, and I would look at, of course, High Level for all of those. So take a look at all of those and find one that you like. That's it. And then just pick a template that you think looks good, and you're off to the races. Blacked Out Montana. Nice. I love Montana. Wicked cool state. Spent some time in Kalispell and Missoula back in the day. Road trip. Diana, I ended up talking with one of my local gyms, but they were very anti-paid advertising because they want a gradual growth. Not a lot of customers in the door. Crazy fast. Okay. Yeah, first of all, there's nothing wrong with that. From their perspective, it's like a lot of businesses don't actually want a violent, rapid, aggressive increase in customers because they simply can't handle that volume. So that's fair. They're not my ideal customers, obviously. Like if you find a business and they're just like, we don't want to grow anymore. I was like, all right, cool. Well, if you're not like the law of the universe, if you're not growing, you're dying. Like we can either be going forward or going backwards. So we should constantly be trying to grow, even at a calculated, measurable rate. You have a couple options when you have a client that doesn't want a massive increase in customers, is you can say, that's cool. We don't have to do that then. We can drip it out to provide consistency, to provide sustainability, to provide security. Like these are the reasons that we're going to run the ads then. We're not going to run to like fill your gym and break down all of your systems. We're going to run them so that you have a steady and consistent supply of leads coming in on autopilot on a switch that you control. Meaning you want a little bit more business, we turn it up. You want a little bit less, we turn it down. But now you're in control. And when someone's thinking about joining a gym, doing this thing, they're going to think about you instead of your competitors. I'm glad we're recording that. That was good. I would just use that. Just copy that directly. Transcribe this video. Steal that whole thing. You're more than welcome to. Mason Bourne, I've been offered to overhaul an online coaching company's acquisition systems from sales to marketing. They want me in as a full-time employee partner. I don't know what fair comp is though. Well, Mason, depends on your experience. Depends on their business. What is fair comp? I could give you all kinds of examples. Like a junior marketer could make 30 grand a year. I got offered a position last year for over $1 million a year. I said no, because I don't want to do that. But like, so there's the range, 30 grand to over $1 million. And it's up to you. I think you can go take a look at regular salaries of other people in your industry. And most people probably are going to be around like say 50 grand to 100 grand for a salary or a position like that if you have 4 years experience and this and this and this. But yeah, you're going to have to negotiate with them. You're going to have to see what they've paid, what they're willing to pay. You're also going to have to look at whatever you're doing right now and if it's worth it for the jump. There's no reason that you can't go there and then find other work later once you've proven yourself valuable if the compensation is just too low. So yeah, that one's almost even harder to recommend. Regular salaries, because they're, in my view, so much lower than what you can normally get as a digital marketing freelancer or agency owner or whatever it is. So actually, I've got a story to tell you, and this is like a weird flex. I don't know. I was never actually going to tell the story, but we're all friends here. I got offered a position years ago, and they walked me through everything, and it all sounded really interesting. And they're like, yeah, the salary is 80 grand. And I was like, oh, that's a little, I can't remember what the exact word was, like, oh, that's a little light, or 80 grand a month or whatever it was. They're like, no, that's a year. and it was interesting because it came out of my mouth without really thinking of it, and it showed the shift that had taken place in my brain, where large amounts of money that at one time seemed ridiculous had become the norm, and they'd become more realistic based on the value that we're able to provide, and so on and so forth. So the best advice is you need experience in order to prove yourself that you know what you're doing. So do what you can. And if that involves a job that may not pay as well as you'd like, that's cool. We can use this as a stepping stone for something else. But yes, there's, without sounding hypey and goofy here, there's a lot of money in business and marketing. Like if you can make someone a lot of money, like for example, the company that offers over $1 million, that's because I could probably make them an extra 20, 30, 40, 50, 100 million, right? So it's a good ROI. Momel's Meals. That's a good name. Momel's Meals. People should know this man is giving value that can change your life for the better. Instantly, I've adjusted my mindset and applied some of Adam's principles. They work in real time. He knows his ish. Momel. Appreciate the kind words and the endorsement, my friend. That is, warms the heart. That's nice to hear. Thank you. Lakia. Also, do you have a video or a reference on how to stop operating your business as a hobby? Ooh, that's a good question. Do I have a video or reference on how to stop operating your business as a hobby? You know what I do have is, and I learned this one from Sean Cannell from Think Media. And it was such a genius piece of advice. I'm going to have to tag Sean in this and be like, dude, this is so good. So he gets all the credit for this. But essentially it was like when to go full time with your side hustle thing, your part-time job. And I might butcher this a little bit, but I think he said like 25% of what you need to live. So for example, let's make things really simple. I think this is the numbers that Sean used. If you need, actually let's map this out because I think this is going to help some people too. Where's my whiteboard of truth and justice? Okay. So let's say for ease of math, you need $4,000 a month to live. This is your salary. Your regular job pays you $4,000 a month, and you've got a side hustle. So we'll just call that job. And your side hustle is paying you $1,000. What Sean says that I agree with is that if your side hustle is making you a quarter, I think that's the number that he uses. So 1/4 of what you need full time, then you're able to basically go full time into your side hustle and make that transition. And the logic behind it is, if you're working part-time on something and making a quarter of what you need, you'll be able to make 4 times, 5 times, 8 times, 10 times more by going all in and working 12 hours a day. Like you're definitely going to work harder when you do your side thing full time, but it's like, you'll be able to make that 4K back and then some. In fact, that was really my secret in the early days. Like when I first started the business, the first few months were kind of like iffy and I didn't really know what I was doing. And I was like doing some websites and things like that and just like all over the map. And then finally I was like, I gotta make this happen. And we gave ourselves, who am I kidding? My wife more so was like, hey, we need money to live. And I was like, yeah, you got a point. So we gave ourselves this deadline of like, I needed to make, I cannot remember. And I wish I could, cause it'd be a better story, but like 10K a month in the next 3 months. And I just went to town. Like I just worked my bag off and what do you know? We hit it. And then some. So yeah, good things happen when you start going for it. Okay, L, I know posting memes can increase user engagement, but I don't want to use it. Then don't. Can you give me any content idea examples that you would do for a luxury skincare brand that has a specific brand image? Well, I can give you examples if you tell me what the specific brand image is, but otherwise I can't because I don't know what is the brand image. So I could offer animals or colors or icons or things like that, but none of them are going to be relevant. So specifics, I'm going to need specifics. But on the note of if you don't want to use memes, then don't. It's very simple. Like you don't have to use any one style of anything. In fact, go take a look at Kay Putnam's brand archetype quiz. So Kay is Kaye and then Putnam is Putnam. Just Google her and look at her brand archetype quiz. It's super good. And then whatever your brand works out to, buy the course thing that goes along with it. It's not expensive. I think 100, 200, 300 at most. And it's going to tell you what colors work well for you, what style, what wording, whatever, like logos, images, graphics, like, yeah, do that. Super valuable. Corporal D's. Yeah, I really do have a thing for knitting. You know what's funny is like, I think it's because it's so like I don't know if I've ever actually sold anything knitting, and it's so the opposite of like anything that I would do or whatever. So it becomes my go-to thing. When I don't have a clue, we'll go to knitting. Same with cats. I'm not like a cat guy, but although I befriended my neighbor's cats recently, so I'm changing, man. I'm changing. Oscar, what service do you recommend for website building and operating? Said that already, so that one's covered. Part 1 of 2. Hey, Adam, I have started a family gift store selling jewelry gifts in a box with a message card in the box containing heartwarming messages and poems. Mom to daughter, dad to son. Cool. What social media marketing channels should I focus on, and what kind of content should I post on these channels for my family gift store? Which AI tools would you suggest for marketing content? Okay, so a lot of questions in there, but easy answers. Here's what we do. Maybe I'll break out the whiteboard of truth and justice again here. Hang on. Because this is, again, a very common question that comes up repeatedly, which is, what social media platform do I use? Now, normally, when I create the message for my marketing materials, I'm looking at the psychographic details more than anything else. So psychographic details being like attitudes, beliefs, interests, organizations, affiliations, groups, anything like that. I want all those details. When I'm picking a social platform, I'm looking at demographic details. And the reason is because most of the main platforms, so here, age, gender, I'm writing fast, so it's going to be even uglier than normal, income, occupation, all the stereotypical things we think about when we think about demographic details. And the reason that I'm doing this, and I'm mostly focusing around age and gender, is because whether we're talking about Facebook or Pinterest or Instagram or Twitter or TikTok or YouTube, Reddit to a certain degree, say Discord just because that's kind of on my mind these days, all of these list out their user demographic details and who the most common people are and like what the growth trends are. So whether it's kind of like trending up, most are, like most age up as well. So they'll start really young and they'll age up over time. But this allows me to then pinpoint things. So for example, if I'm selling gift boxes to moms, well, I probably want to go after platforms that have an active presence of moms on there. So are they new moms, like younger moms? Okay, well then I'm probably looking at like Instagram, maybe TikTok. Are we talking about like maybe grandmothers who are looking to buy things for their grandkids and so on? Okay, well I'm probably looking at Facebook, probably exclusively Facebook. But like all of these things are available just by going to Google and typing in social media network demographics, and you're going to find all of that. But yeah, step 1 is figuring out who your people are and then just really matching it up. Habiba, hello from North London. Hello, Habiba. Which part of North London? I love London. It's been a while though. Steve, good morning from Puerto Vallarta. Buenos dias, Steve. ¿Qué tal, amigo? Michael Klintz, how would you identify and cold approach potential content social clients on Instagram? Ooh, depends on the client. So the worst way to get, like, I'm not a good example of this, but like, we'll just use me for a second. The worst way to get a hold of me is like an Instagram DM. I just don't check them. I don't even know how many hundreds of DMs are in there. I'm sorry for anyone that sent one. I'm so sorry. But I will never get to it because I just cannot go in there. It is, it's gotten to the point that it's so ridiculous. So the best way to reach me is probably Twitter or a YouTube comment or something else. So you're going to have to get creative depending on the size of the account that you want to get in touch with. Now, for most people, say a business that has 1,000 followers, 5,000 followers at most, like you can send them a DM, but like make an intro first. Say how much you're enjoying the content. Give a quick tip, maybe send a video intro, maybe send a voice intro, like something like that to separate yourself rather than a, hey, I'm Michael, hire me because I'm good. Right? Just get the shivers. I know you wouldn't do that. You wouldn't do that, Michael, but other people would. You should see. It's insane. Okay, Elon, instead of spending money on e-bikes or food, I'm considering buying your marketing course tomorrow. I'm 15. Do you think some businesses will work with me for free as long as professional or not because of age? Okay, well, here's the deal. If you need the e-bike for transportation, get the bike. And please buy food. Don't buy the course. Feed yourself, my friend. Otherwise, you won't be able to get anything from the course anyway. You got to eat. But I think what you can do is find alternative ways to get that, right? Like you can still get the course without having to give up food, but yeah, we can do it through clients. In fact, we could even sign a client and then use that. I've done that in the past. I've signed way back in the day, clients in industries that I didn't have experience with, and I just took all of the money from the client and then I paid someone else directly. I took no cut, no anything, but then I worked with them. I can't remember a good example of this, but like industrial drilling equipment. So a company would hire me to do marketing for industrial drilling equipment. I would then, I'm not going to say knitting, Corporal Diesel. I would then take that money. I would go find an industrial drilling consultant. I would hire them at their, whatever their rate was. I'd pay them literally everything. They would come in, we'd build all of this stuff out. I'd make $0, but I now knew everything about it inside and outside. Not to mention when that contract ended, they would have another, they would have referrals. And now I've got all of that knowledge and experience. So yes, do I think that people will not work with you because of age? No, I don't. And the reason is because social media is an interesting beast in that it's perceived as a young person's game. So your age is actually a benefit, especially if you find a business that's trying to market to that crowd, because you'll speak the language that they use. You'll use the terminology. You'll understand the memes. You'll understand the culture. You'll know things better and more intuitively than someone that would say be 50 or 60. They might know it too, but they're going to have to work harder because it's not totally internal to them. It's the same reason like a lot of my clients and experience around that is like, give or take 10 years of my age, plus or minus. You'll find that happens a lot as you sort of go on. You just talk a certain way. You attract a certain kind of person. That said, you got to be professional, and you try to make sure that you've got a decent website built. Use HubSpot's free one for sure. Save your money. Make sure all your social media profiles, or at least the ones that you want to show, are built out and have content on them, because that's what you're going to show is proof that you know what you're doing. So yeah, I think you can still do it. Hannah, give Adam a thumbs up. Yes, please. Yes, please. Partly for the ego. It just feels good. I could lie and be like, I don't like thumbs up. It doesn't matter, but it feels nice. And then also it helps the algorithm. All right, Dr. Andrea, good morning. Happy holiday weekend. Thank you for all your tips and advice. Hey, Dr. Andrea, happy holiday weekend to you as well. Yes, yesterday I took the day off. We did some family stuff. What did we do? Barbecue. That's what we did. Went for a barbecue at my in-laws' place and had hot dogs and s'mores and good times. Classic Easter food, hot dogs and s'mores. Canadian Easter food. Thomas, can you advise the best way to research psychographics of a specific niche? Yes, I can. I love it. Okay, hang on one sec. Let me, I don't think we need the whiteboard. I was getting all excited. I might be getting overzealous with it. So, how do you research the psychographics of a specific niche? Well, the psychographics, first of all, for anybody listening, is the attitudes, the values, the beliefs, all the head stuff. Why do they think what they do? What do they believe about certain things? Why do they act the way that they do? It's all of the psychology, psychographic details about a person. In my view, these are the most important things to understand in marketing, especially today, where we do market less to the demographics and more to the psychographics, at least in regards to the content that we're creating. We rarely call someone out, be like, are you a 30-year-old male from Wisconsin? Like, we just don't do that anymore, largely because it's silly and less effective. And also because most of the platforms are like, don't do that. Don't ever call anyone out. We're like, all right, we'll ease off on that. So how do you figure out who these people are and what they want? Number of different ways. My favorite way is to go to Amazon, to type in whatever business or industry or market that you're in, and to buy 5 to 10 books on those people. So for example, I'm going to use a different example, like nutrition coaching. Say that you want to do either nutrition coaching or marketing for nutrition coaching. If you want to do marketing for nutrition coaching, I'm buying all the books on how to become a nutrition coach, nutrition coaching growth secrets, how to start a nutrition coaching business, I'd go see Dr. Mark as well. Check out his channel. Amazing stuff. Dr. Mark, M-A-R-C on YouTube. He's got good stuff on becoming a nutrition coach. So good examples there. I'd watch all Dr. Mark's videos. I'd take Dr. Mark's course, but like all of those things. So I'm trying to figure out, who are these people? What are the words that are coming up again and again and again? Next thing, if I wanted to become a nutrition coach, aside from taking Dr. Mark's course, I would go to Amazon and I'd buy all the books on nutrition and how to get fit and how to do this thing with nutrition and how to do that thing. And again, I'd be looking for What are they talking about? How are they talking about it? I'd look at the title, the subtitle, I'd look at the description, being things like, are you looking to make this year your best year ever by getting in the best shape of your life? Or do they say, do you want to lose weight? Or do they say, do you want to lose fat? Or do they say, you want to get lean? A few different ways of saying the same thing, but the differences matter, the nuances matter. So that's how you start to get in their heads. After that, you talk to them. You talk to as many ideal customers and clients as possible. One of the reasons that I'm able to create marketing content and I do these things as well as I can is because I don't even know how many clients I've had over the last decade plus. Over 1,000? Right? Like a lot of clients, all business owners or businesses. So at this point, I've worked with over 1,000 businesses. I should know the exact number, but it's, I don't know, 1,200, 1,500, like a lot of businesses. So that's a lot of conversations over a decade plus. So I know the pains, the things that keep coming up, the things that they tell me about after we've known each other for a while, about the fears that keep them up at night, the things that are causing their marital issues, the reason that their kids are mad that they can't go see them about this. All of these are things that I now know and I can talk about and I can position the content around. So there's no shortcut, but there is a proven path. Alec Demand. That's cool. Avatar as well. I've heard that having an Instagram is better than cold outreach as a copywriter, freelancer. Is it true? And what platform is best? Okay, I've heard that having an Instagram is better than cold outreach. So it's a tricky question, Alec, because it sounds like first of all, you can use Instagram for cold outreach. So if we're talking about like inbound marketing, inbound is typically better than outbound in regards to trust and authority and long-term sustainability. Just realized I haven't drank any water yet here. I was just ranting. Like I said, fired up. So yeah, Instagram for cold, Instagram for inbound, like need to know there. For a copywriter freelancer, it depends on what kind of copywriting and freelancing you want to do. Like, are you an email copywriter, a website copywriter, a social media copywriter? What platform is best? Depends on who your market is. Great question though, because this answer is the same for everybody listening. Which social media platform is best for you and your business all comes down to one thing, and that is who is your ideal customer? Who is your target market? It has almost nothing to do with your business, your market, your offer, and it has everything to do with who they are. Their demographic details, age, gender, income, occupation, geographic details, city, state, province, country they live in, psychographic details, attitudes, values, lifestyles, beliefs, affiliations, organizations, etc. When you know who your ideal client is, ideal customer, you go there. That's really all there is to it. The best platform is the one where your ideal customers are present and active on. The worst platforms are all of the ones that everybody tells you you have to be on simply because they're the next big thing. If your people aren't there, they're not the next big thing. They're the fastest way to waste your time, money, and energy. All right. Necromancer 666. Terrifying. I don't know if I'm going to be able to answer any more of these questions. Your avatar is freaking me out. How to grab more organic traffic and leads if I'm working in market research company. So you're working in a market research company and you want more traffic and leads. Again, it's going to come down to where do you want, like what kind of leads are you looking for? Like, are you doing the market research? Are you doing market research for other people? Are you looking for market research clients? Need the specifics on it. All right, Zenboy, what sort of content should a marketing agency be pushing out? At the moment, I'm trying to put out valuable content in the terms of teaching how to market and its importance. Am I missing other things? I'm glad you asked this, my friend. I had this idea before we started today about teaching like a quick hack, a quick tip, something to like, look, go do this thing and you'll get good results from it. This is this opportunity. So when you're creating content marketing, yes, create content around things that you know, things that you want to teach about, all of that. Like, yes, that's important. The other thing you can do is something called newsjacking. What you're going to do here is you're going to take, in this case, marketing, but for anybody in any industry, you just literally go to Google and you type in your business and news, your business, industry and news, your market and news, or trends, or whatever it is. And you find some news that's going on, and then you comment on it. You make something about it. For example, marketing news. Trend. I wonder if I can do this like on the fly here. New marketing details. What do we have? Digital marketing news. I wonder if I can find, hang on. New marketing news. We're not going to say trend just because it's such a trendy kind of thing to do, but like marketing news. Let's find what we've got. Marketing. Let's go to CNBC. We'll go like super mainstream. TikTok's ad business is growing around live sports as platform faces possible US ban. Oh man, like that's gold. So now you can read the article, which I'd recommend. Then you're going to be like, look, here's why I think this is true. Yes, TikTok is facing a possible ban. This is posing real threats for people that have built their entire platforms on this channel. Does that mean you should double down though, or vacate? Here's my thoughts. Actually, here's my thoughts. Double down and get ready to get out. That's it. Take advantage of it as everybody's leaving already, but know full well that you might have to go as well. Another one. Why ChatGPT and AI are taking over the cold call, according to Salesforce. Oh, you can bet your bottom dollar I'll be reading that right after, and then probably making a post on it. So that's where you go get new ideas and new content. If you're already a subject matter expert around your business or market or industry, it's not going to be hard for you to take something like this and filter it through your opinions, your experience, your expertise, and then put something out the other side with actionable, practical advice that someone can do. Literally what I just did with TikTok. I read the article from CNBC. I read the headline, didn't read the whole article. But I know what's going on. I process it through my experience with social media and marketing and regulations around social media and all of that nonsense. And then I share my thought of like, yeah, it could go away. So double down now, because you always want to be where your people are and take advantage of it. But just know full well, it might be going away. But side tip, everything might be going away at any time. So, okay. 9:01. Ooh, I lost track of time. We're just rocking and rolling. Okay, let's see if I can find a good one to wrap this puppy up on. And we will go next week. Also, fun fact, the new channel launching soon. I'm not even sure you'd be able to find it. That'd be cool if you could. Let me know if you can. Go to YouTube after, type in Adam Earhart 2, the number 2, and see if you can find the new channel. It's got no videos yet, but they're ready. I'm just about to launch it. And subscribe, notification bell, all of that jazz. And the reason is because what I'm doing after each live is I'm going through the questions and I'm screenshotting the ones that I think will provide the most value to the most people. And I'm answering those in separate videos that I'm then going to put on that secondary channel. So just because your question doesn't get answered live today, right now, doesn't mean that I won't get to answer it later. So definitely ask your questions. Okay, on that note. Okay, Leo. Hey, Adam. How would you deal with clients who don't understand marketing, but they think they do, and try to assign back the tasks to agency instead of listening to your consulting services? Oh, that's a good one. Okay, I'm going to answer this one, and then I'm going to try and find one with like some broad mass appeal, but this one's too good to pass up. So how do you deal with clients that don't understand marketing, but they think they do, and they just like give everything back to you and like, you do it, do this thing, or whatever it is. So if you weren't here for the early part of the live, Leo, go back and check that one out, because I do talk about this a little bit, about clients that basically have their own ideas or want you to do this or whatever it is, and there's a bit of a disagreement. So there's a couple things you can do. The best piece of advice I can offer, and this is a long-term solution, so bear with me here. The best piece of advice is to really establish yourself as the expert and authority in the field so that you're able to lead with that authority in the frame. So for example, like anytime I do any kind of consulting call, anytime I work with a brand, there's never, like literally never anymore, like not for the last probably at least 3 years, has like a brand or a business come in and been like, what about this, Adam? Or not in a mean way, but like, Adam, I think we should do this instead, or this is better, or that's like, nobody questions me. And it doesn't mean they shouldn't, because I'm not right 100% of the time. And some other people know things about their business that I'll never know. So question and talk, but nobody ever does it. And it's because I'm perceived as the expert after all of these years and the endorsements and the testimonials and the content and all of that stuff. So you've got to build your personal brand so that doesn't happen. So that's step one, but it takes time. Step two is you've got to enter the conversation and the relationship with the right frame in place. Dear Mr. or Mrs. Client, here's how this is going to work. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. Clear expectations. We're going to set this up. Our goal is to make you amazing marketing and money and results and all of that. Here's how we're going to do it. Here's what you can expect from us. Here's what we expect from you. Very clear communication about who's doing what and when. Then if and when a client comes back saying something like, never mind, do this, you simply explain, fantastic. We'd be happy to look at that in a separate engagement, seeing as that's separate from what we're doing right now. My recommendation is we stick to the focus here. But if you'd like help with that, we can also recommend or do whatever it is. Keep in mind, there are going to be clients and customers that are simply challenging. But if you find yourself getting them more and more, like all the time, like all your clients are bad, then something's wrong with the onboarding or the framing or the positioning of the way that you've got the marketing going. All right. Deanna. Pronunciations, perfect. But many people pronounce it the other way. I don't mind. Okay, well, I'd rather say Deanna, just like I'm going to try and get Lando's name right. And then Caballero. Either way, tell me on that one. Let me see. It's a new gym, so maybe that's why they don't have any problems with member retention acquisition. That's what the owner said. They've been growing month after month. Perfect. So then, yes, you're going to sell it as a security blanket, consistency, sustainability, etc. All right, Turf Nerd. Yeah, glad you could make it. All right, let me see if I can find one more. Right on. Yeah, my pleasure, Jeff. Good to see you, buddy. I'm glad you could be here. Thanks for the good questions. On that note, let's hit this one, and then we'll wrap it for the day, because I think this is an important one. How do I feel about AI Pace right now? What's your prediction on your marketing? Pardon me. What's your marketing prediction on AI? Okay. Exciting. Very exciting. Here's the deal. AI, artificial intelligence. It has been here forever. Like for a long time. Literally everything that you're kind of doing behind the scenes with software, with a lot of the web stuff that goes on, all of that is using algorithms, artificial intelligence, predictive analytics, a whole bunch of fancy data science stuff that is like way beyond my mental capacity to understand. But like the technology is not new. What is new is, like you mentioned, the rate of acceleration, how much better it's getting. Also, the way that it is being communicated, which is a marketing lesson in and of itself. We've had AI for a long time, but it was only until recently with ChatGPT that did the actual robot thingy, the AI, start communicating to us like a normal human, which is freaky and amazing. But like, that's the difference is ChatGPT. If you look it up online, just Google like what it is, you'll find that it's like a natural language technology. So it's speaking to us. Hey, Adam, here's a good recommendation. Here's this thing here. And it talks like a person, which is amazing, right? So those have been the advancements. The technology was always there. It's got access to the same data pool, but it's so much better. So first things first, ChatGPT 3.5, that's kind of the main one everybody knows, the default, really good, really powerful. ChatGPT 4, which you can get access to by paying $20 a month for signing up for ChatGPT Plus. If you're using this at all, pay the $20 a month, even for a little bit. It's unbelievable. I think it's like 10,000 times more powerful than ChatGPT 3.5. It's incredible. Like to the point that I'm having it create some ideas and things like that. And spit out content that I'm then going back through and relooking over. Now, here's what it can't do for you. It can't make your decisions. So what I'm asking it to do is like, hey, give me 10 YouTube example ideas. And it gives me 10. And all of them are good. And some of them are ones that I wouldn't have thought of. So I was like, that's cool. But it's not a lot different than brainstorming with a friend or a mentor or a colleague. At the end of the day, though, I have to then look through those 10 and choose the best one. Now, in the future, is it going to choose the best one for me? Yeah, probably. In fact, what's been really interesting is I'm mashing all kinds of different AI right now in order to try to get better predictive analytics of how things are going to perform prior to launch. So YouTube being the perfect example, I'll get a video list of ideas. So I've got a consultant that I work with and my team will brainstorm and we'll get all these ideas out. We'll write them all out. I'll then take those titles. Maybe I'll run them through ChatGPT to get even more. We'll narrow them down to 2 or 3 that we think are the strongest. I'll then use another piece of software called Creator ML. You got to pay for this one, but it's again, crazy powerful. I'll upload the titles to Creator ML along with some thumbnails, and it will predict which one is going to perform the highest. I can then take that, and then I use another software called, I think it's called CoSchedule. I've just got it saved up there. And it will rank my title based on SEO, which is not what I'm going for at all, but it at least shows me, hey, you're using this keyword, or that's a powerful word. You need more emotion. And it'll rank my keyword. Again, powerful. Then I can take those, I can launch it on YouTube. So those are all my pre-split tests. Once the video goes live, 2 weeks later, I'll post-split test it using, again, artificial intelligence quasi with TubeBuddy to do a split test of the thumbnail after. So yes, artificial intelligence is phenomenal. We've only really just scratched the surface of where it's going to go. Like right now, the voice emulation, the algorithms, all of that is the worst that it's ever going to be. So keep that in mind. As like, it's amazing right now and it's only getting better. So yes, you have to know about it. You have to understand it as best you can. You have to try to start using it a little bit here and there. I'm careful because there's so many tools out there. There's like a million text to speech softwares right now, and speech to text and all of the others. So I'm sitting back on my heels a little bit so I don't go down the rabbit hole of trying a million different pieces of software, seeing which ones kind of rise to the top and then going in heavy there. That said, strategic thinking, creative thinking, all of those things, those aren't going away and they're only becoming more important. There was an article posted this morning my wife shared with me on, I forget the exact title. It was like how Canadian schools are dealing with Chat GPT issues. Because we talked about this, my wife and I, the other day about like, could you imagine being back in school? You're like, hey, write me an article on the War of 1812. And then it writes the article. And you're like, it's pretty good. And then you take it and you put it into another free AI software called Plagiarism Checker and Copyright Checker. And it checks it all. And it's like, hey, this is 99% original content. Well, if that says it's 99% original content, the best that a teacher could ever hope to do is copy and paste that and get the same result that this is original content. Now you got an A. So school's going to change. It already changed when we got access to Google because now we no longer needed like rote memorization. We needed to connect ideas. We needed creative thinking. Now it's going to do a lot of that for us. So we're going to need new ways of thinking things through, of advancing. There's a lot of exciting things, but it's never going to get rid of the need to have, I think the core fundamentals are going to become more important than ever. So why are you doing what you're doing? Is it based on positioning, differentiation, segmenting? All of the core marketing fundamentals, I think, are going to become significantly more important because all of these hacks and tricks and things like that are going to continue to evolve and change, but you're going to need the right filter and lens to run them through in order to get maximum results from them. So exciting times. Don't be scared. Be excited. Good things ahead. Now it's super late. I'm going to get a text. I got to go make pancakes. So everyone, as usual, thank you for being here. Thank you for the amazing questions. Thank you for supporting each other in the comments, the kind words to myself and to everyone else. Keep doing what you're doing, and I'll see you in the next video, and I will also see you in next week's live. All right, talk soon.